Harare is the capital of Zimbabwe. It is the country's seat of government and largest city, with an estimated population of 1,606,000, with 2,800,000 in its metropolitan area. Administratively, Harare is a metropolitan province, which also incorporates Chitungwiza town and Epworth. It is Zimbabwe's leading financial, commercial, and communications center, and a trade center for tobacco, maize, cotton, and citrus fruits. Manufactured goods include textiles, steel and chemicals, and gold is mined in the area. Harare is situated at an elevation of 1483 meters and its climate falls into the warm temperate category. Harare is the site of the University of Zimbabwe, the country's oldest university, which is situated in the suburb of Mount Pleasant, about 6 km north of the city centre. Numerous suburbs surround the city, retaining the names colonial administrators gave them during the 19th century, such as Warren Park, Borrowdale, Mount Pleasant, Marlborough, Tynwald and Avondale. The most affluent suburbs are to the north of the city. History. Colonial period. The Pioneer Column, a military volunteer force of settlers organized by Cecil Rhodes, founded the city on September 12, 1890 as a fort. They originally named the city Fort Salisbury after the 3rd Marquess of Salisbury, then British Prime Minister, and it subsequently became known simply as Salisbury. The Salisbury Polo Club was formed in 1896. It was declared to be a municipality in 1897 and it became a city in 1935. The area at the time of founding of the city was poorly drained and earliest development was on sloping ground along the left bank of a stream that is now the course of a trunk road. The first area to be fully drained was near the head of the stream and was named Causeway as a result. This area is now the site of many of the most important government buildings, including the Senate House and the Office of the Prime Minister, now renamed for the use of President Mugabe after the position was abolished in January 1988. Salisbury was the capital of the Federation of Rhodesia and Nyasaland from 1953 to 1963. After that point, it was the capital of Southern Rhodesia. The government of Ian Smith declared Rhodesia independent from the United Kingdom on November 11, 1965, and proclaimed the Republic of Rhodesia in 1970. Subsequently, the nation became the short-lived state of Zimbabwe-Rhodesia. It was not until April 18, 1980, that the country was internationally recognized as independent as the Republic of Zimbabwe. Post-independence, the capital city retained the name Salisbury until 1982. The name of the city was changed to Harare on April 18, 1982, the second anniversary of Zimbabwean independence, taking its name from the village near Harare Kopje of the Shona chief Narawa, whose nickname was He Who Does Not Sleep. Prior to independence, Harare was the name of the black residential area now known as Mbeere. Economic difficulties and hyperinflation. In the early 21st century, Harare has been adversely affected by the political and economic crisis that is currently plaguing Zimbabwe, after the contested 2002 presidential election and 2005 parliamentary elections. The elected council was replaced by a government-appointed commission for alleged inefficiency, but essential services such as rubbish collection and street repairs have rapidly worsened, and are now virtually non-existent. In May 2006, the Zimbabwean newspaper The Financial Gazette described the city in an editorial as a sunshine city turned sewage farm. In 2009, Harare was voted to be the toughest city to live in according to the Economist Intelligence Unit's livability poll. Operation Murambatsvina. In May 2005, the Zimbabwean government demolished shanties and backyard cottages in Harare and the other cities in the country in Operation Murambatsvina. This caused a sharp reaction in the international community because it took place without prior warning and no advance plans were made to provide alternative housing. It was widely alleged that the true purpose of the campaign was to punish the urban poor for supporting the opposition movement for democratic change and to reduce the likelihood of mass action against the government by driving people out of the cities. The government claimed it was necessitated by a rise of criminality and disease. This was followed by Operation Garaka Ilalani Cool a year later, which consisted of building concrete housing of poor quality. 2009 a Euro present. In late March 2010, Harare's Joiner City Tower was finally opened after 14 years of on-off construction, marketed as Harare's new pride. Initially, uptake of space in the tower was low, with office occupancy at only 3% in October 2011. By May 2013, office occupancy had risen to around half, with all the retail space occupied. The Economist intelligence unit rated Harare as the world's least livable city out of 140 surveyed in February 2011, rising to 137th out of 140 in August 2012. Future plans: during late 2012, plans to build a new capital district in Mount Hampton, about 20 kilometers northwest of Harare's central business district, were announced and illustrations shown in Harare's daily newspapers. The location of this new district would imply an expansion into Zvimba district. The plan generated varied opinions. Geography, topography: the city sits on one of the higher parts of the Hickveld Plateau of Zimbabwe at an elevation of 1483 meters. The original landscape could be described as a parkland. Climate: Harare has a pleasant subtropical highland climate. The average annual temperature is 17.95 degrees Celsius, rather low for the tropics, and this is due to its high altitude position and the prevalence of a cool southeasterly airflow. There are 3 main seasons: a warm, wet season from November to March-April, a cool, dry season from May to August, and a hot, dry season in September-October. Daily temperature ranges are about 7–22 degrees Celsius in July, about 15–29 degrees Celsius in October and about 16–26 degrees Celsius in January. The hottest year on record was 1914 with 19.73 degrees Celsius and the coldest year was 1965 with 17.13 degrees Celsius. The average annual rainfall is about 825 mm in the southwest, rising to 855 mm on the higher land of the northeast. Very little rain typically falls during the period May to September, although sporadic showers occur most years. Rainfall varies a great deal from year to year and follows cycles of wet and dry periods from 7 to 10 years long. Records begin in October 1890 but all 3 Harare stations stopped reporting in early 2004. The climate supports a natural vegetation of open woodland. The most common tree of the local region is the Msasa Brachystegia spiciformis that colors the landscape wine red with its new leaves in late August. 2 South American species of trees, the jacaranda and the flamboyant, which were introduced during the colonial era, contribute to the city's color palette with streets lined with either the lilac blossoms of the jacaranda or the flame red blooms from the flamboyant. They flower in October-November and are planted on alternative streets in the capital. Also prevalent is bougainvillea. Government mayors drive Tiziri Guata, Eng Oliver Kidawu Walderman Jabulani Thumbani, Simon Chikivri, Charles Tawenwa, Tony Gara, Solomon Tawenwa, Eng Elias Mudzari, Muchadai Marsunda, Bernard Manyanini, suburbs. These are some of the suburbs of Harare. The northern and northeastern suburbs of Harare are home to the more affluent population of the city including President Robert Mugabe who lives in Borrowdale Brook. These northern suburbs are often referred to as dales because of the common suffix dale found in some suburbs such as Avondale, Greendale and Borrowdale. International venue: Harare has been the location of several international summits such as the 8th Summit of the Non-Aligned Movement and Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting 1991. The latter produced the Harare Declaration, dictating the membership criteria of the Commonwealth. In 1998 Harare was the host city of the 8th Assembly of the World Council of Churches. In 1995, Harare hosted most of the 6th All-Africa Games, sharing the event with other Zimbabwean cities such as Bulawayo and Chitungwiza. It has hosted some of the matches of 2003 Cricket World Cup which was hosted jointly by Kenya, South Africa and Zimbabwe. Several of the matches were also held in Bulawayo. The city is also the site of one of the Harare International Festival of the Arts, which has featured such acclaimed artists as Cape Verdean singer Sarah Tavares. Transport. City and its environs. The public transport system within the city includes both public and private sector operations. The former consist of ZUPCO buses and National Railways of Zimbabwe commuter trains. Privately owned public transport comprised licensed station wagons, nicknamed emergency taxis until the mid-1990s, when they were replaced by licensed buses and minibuses, referred to officially as commuter omnibuses. Intercity, the National Railways of Zimbabwe operates a daily overnight passenger train service that runs from Harare to Muta and another one from Harare to Bulawayo. Harare is linked by long-distance bus services to most parts of Zimbabwe. Air, the largest airport of the country. Harare International Airport serves Harare. Sports, cricket is most popular among the people of Harare. Harare is home to Harare Sports Club ground. It hosted many Test and One-Day internationals. It also home to the Zimbabwe Premier Soccer League club Dynamos FC and Black Rhinos FC. News and information, residents are exposed to a variety of sources for information. In the print media, there is the Herald, Financial Gazette, Zimbabwe Independent, Standard, Newsday, H Metro, Daily News and Chitungwiza. Since there has been an explosion of online media outlets. These include Zim Online, Zim Daily, Guardian, News Zimbabwe, Times, Harare Tribune, Zimbabwe Metro, The Zimbabwean, The Zimbabwe Mail and many others. However, a number of factors have combined to effectively eliminate all media except those controlled by the state. The government controls all the electronic media, though Voice of America, Voice of the People and SW Radio Africa beam broadcasts into the country without the clearance of the regulatory authority. Notable landmarks and institutions, CBZ Holdings, Cairns Holdings, Data Control and Systems, Dynamos FC, Caps United FC, Gwinzura, 44 Harvest House, Mbeya Musica, Mushandirapam Hotel, National Gallery of Zimbabwe, Net1, Atwa Hospital, Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Harare, Rufaro Stadium, Sam Nujoma Street, University of Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, Zimbabwe Grounds, Zimbabwe Museum of Human Sciences, National Sports Stadium, Heroes Acre, Borrowdale Racecourse, Sam Levy Village Eastgate Centre, Westgate, ZANUPF Headquarters, KG6, Munhumatapa Hotel, Livingston House Karigamam Centre, ICL Building, NSSA House, Rainbow Towers, formerly Sheraton Hotel, Harare Sports Club, Avon Primary School, Twin Towns sister cities, Harare is twinned with, Kazan, Russia, Nottingham, United Kingdom, Munich, Germany, Prato, Italy, Largo, Italy, Image Gallery. See also Suburbs of Harare, place names in Zimbabwe, provinces of Zimbabwe, districts of Zimbabwe. References